everyone! Today we're making Thanksgiving poutine. I thought this would be a really fun idea to use up some of your Thanksgiving leftovers if you have any sweet potatoes laying around and some extra turkey gravy. Poutine is a classic Canadian dish that has become really trendy in the United States in the past couple of years. The original dish is fresh cut French fries topped with cheese curds and a really rich savory gravy. Poutine is so delicious, and I thought using the flavors of Thanksgiving would be a fun twist. So to start, instead of making regular potato fries, I am making sweet potato fries. And I wanted to share with you today how I chop them up into planks and then make my own fries from scratch. And a trick that I learned from watching a few other YouTube videos is that you should coat your sweet potato fries in a little bit of cornstarch. So I used 2 gigantic sweet potatoes, so I used a couple of tablespoons of cornstarch so that everything was coated. And this is gonna make them restaurant style. They're gonna be nice and crispy and the right texture because sweet potatoes have less starch in them than regular baking potatoes, and this kind of helps get them to be just the perfect texture. So I shook them around in a bag, and then I drizzled them with a couple tablespoons of olive oil and a sprinkling of salt. Now here you will see I made a grave error. I forgot to line my baking tray. You should definitely either grease it or line it with parchment paper because they will stick. You'll see later, my sweet potato fries turned out delicious, but they were kind of mangled because I had to sort of scrape them off the bottom of my tray, but it worked out in the end. So next, I'm gonna make some turkey gravy, and I'm starting with a couple tablespoons of unsalted butter and a couple tablespoons of flour that I whisked together to this thick paste, and that's gonna thicken up our turkey stock, which you can easily find in the grocery store these days. But if you're making this recipe and it's not Thanksgiving time, you can absolutely substitute chicken stock. And you can see this thickens up so nicely just after a couple minutes of simmering together. So I season this with a little bit of salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, and a dash of poultry seasoning. So here are my finished sweet potato fries. They baked at 425 degrees for about 20 minutes. Then I flipped them all over and baked them for an additional 15 to 20 minutes or so. Just keep your eye on them so they don't burn. And they turned out really great. So next are the cheese curds. Now I found these at my Aldi grocery store. If you can't find these, you could substitute Monterey Jack, mozzarella, or a mild cheddar and either shred it or cube it up, and you're gonna get a very similar result. Now cheese curds are best served at room temperature, and then when you spoon the hot turkey gravy over top, they get a little bit soft and warm. It's such an amazing combination. The rich, savory gravy poured over top of these sweet fries and that creamy cheese are just out of this world. And if you want to be really over the top, you can add some of your leftover cranberry sauce too, and this will give it a little sweet and tangy kick. I hope everyone had such a wonderful Thanksgiving. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and give this video a thumbs up if you liked today's recipe. Thank you so much for joining me here in my kitchen, and I'll see you again soon with another family recipe.